Okay, so we're going to start the slam. So, judges, are you ready?
Yes.
Poets, are you ready?
Yes.
Audience, are you ready?
Yes.
Can I get a slam, baby, slam?
Slam, baby.
John Bon Jovi. I like his pompous rock, but when I take him to the concert, you just stare at his locks. And when we go to the disco, you dance, you go in a circle, and tell the wagons to "I will survive," which is a pretty pointless rhyme, unless he is armed with a knife. Go right now, walk out the door, don't turn around now because you're not welcome anymore. Sounds pretty lame. Especially since the mortgage papers, you'll find, are in my name.
This one's called Old. Am I old because I go to a concert and I like the beat, but think I have paid my money and I expected a seat? And am I old because when I see the front covers of FHM Nuts and Zoo, I don't think foie like you're supposed to. I think about the waste of trees and how the cover girl will catch a death of cold. Am I old because I think that people use the F word too much? It used to be for anger and now it is for punctuation. I sit on the train with teenagers who think that we want to know what MSEptic ate, but I wish they would find a simile to complete all of their sentences. Am I old because I think a mobile phone is for communication and not for making blockbuster films?
I look in the mirror and I'm sure I'm receding back into myself. I look at my brothers and think, why the hell ain't my hair white? They've got cute curls that are smooth and fine for a hairbrush. While I'm stuck in Auntie June's Friday night, plait it up high with a comb rammed in the side of my head. Overnight I put my head in a tent and wrap it up tight. My brothers laugh and we all start to fight. Ha ha! You look bold with that unbuffled. Shut up! I shout. Buck teeth, frog face, weasel stick, get out! Red in the cheeks, steaming, ears and tears streaming out my eyes and down my face, bawling myself to sleep. I wish I had hair like Mum in Snow White and Little Bo Peep. She had nice curls, you see. Then came at the tender age of 11, my fine French ringlet curly perm. My auntie said, I think it's our kind of hairdressers, the white young don't know what they're doing. Nor did the black ones. My anticipation runs out. I enter the salon and all I can smell is burnt hair mixed with pink moisturiser products, olive oil, clouds of smoke, the music's blasting, hair dries rising, my nerves are frazzled off.
Tom Cruise for his weird beliefs, an excrement examiner Gillian McKeith, Mike Ashley for sacking Chris Houghton, anyone who lives in Luton. Push off and die, push off and die, Happy New Year, push off and die.
Only the sound of altercating voices, talking, police, disputing, deciding against, and the sharp knife-edge break of breath when quietly she decides to exit.
I buy another drink, get the rounding. Can't stand out because I'm not outstanding and I'm standing with a bottle of beer in my hand and no bottle inside, and even though she's right there, I can't just walk up to her and swallow my pride. But if there's no bottle, there's no gain, no lyrics are no game, you're just the same, still, like a picture, never escaping its frame. Now the drink's to blame because I'm tipsy, a little bit drunk from the whiskey, frisky I'm feeling. I want her, but really I'm dreaming. My standards are stoned high, like the ceiling, but this girl's well fit, more than appealing. If you're the one dealing out the cards, and let mine be hearts, and actually let the numbers on the top left add up to
any one of these, it tastes like Cavonia Coughlingtus and looks like antifreeze. It's cheap at twice the price. You can never pay too much for the courage it bestows, albeit Dutch. So you neck a few, 3 more than 2, and you're good, tall as a tower. Your excess is the access for your own corridor of power. Like the Don, you're full of offers no one can refuse. You can't lose. Driven by the booze, you spot a girl wearing so little she could get arrested. Give her some chat, but she ain't interested. She wants a higher return on what she's invested. And it ain't you. Nowhere near. So have another beer and a vodka shot. I'll come back later when you're hot to trot.
You're the kind of kid who, if you tripped up, automatically shout, "Pardon!" You're the kind of kid who always had school trousers that was a bit too small, that would hardly go on. He could get food on his face and he'd be the last in the class to know. Last to give in his school trip, pay slip, maths homework stuffed into his pockets. He went nuts. He'd yell at the police just to get a chase. Loitering on the edge of innocence, but fun and games. And in school days, every day Mr. Weir would still be like, "Mike, where's your tie?" Mike would apply it in the wash, because he tossed it, sick of it. Mike would rock and roll, man, free as a bird and only 13 years old. And we chat some shit, because Mike was the kind of kid to know weird stuff, Like, if you cut off a cat's whiskers, it loses all sense of balance. And it can tell you why men wear big round rings. Because Mike had chav mates, proper chav mates, like his one mate Jerome once gave Carl a blowback behind Subway, saw him in town and mugged him the next day. Maintaining cordial relationships is not a priority for some people, and you probably think so too if you lived in an house with a cricket bat in the
Hooked my fingernails, hammered in, nailed in, gunned in, to this razored shark's mouth of a mountain ledge. Keep me at bay, dagger length, grave length. Fling me away from you, whip/sliced with vitriol, venom dense and scathing strength. Seek to rend me, send me scrabbling, reeling, cringing for my faint hint of life, glad to abandon scab, skin, limb, and gut unravelling.
I couldn't possibly let you sleep. This is the reason I love losing it, call this proving it. Manchester Orchestra on a mixtape through your letterbox to document our love lost and how we could fix this because it needs it. At 18, love was sushi dinners and the education of UK hip-hop, Jesk, Brain Tats and Kalashnikov, who I hadn't heard of, but I probably couldn't be without now. Each other's duvet, completely wrapped up, protected and suffocated in equal measure, the balance being we couldn't be without each other, which at that point was enough. I've told myself over and over that it is since, but it isn't. Dutch courage. I've drank more than the two that I can manage, and I'm at the disadvantage of being at your front door, cards laid out on the floor, next to the heels that I threw in my parade of affection. And did I mention that?
The nightmare after Halloween. Ding dong, it's Christmas time. Can we sing you a carol? We'll have to mime. We don't know the tune or the words, you see. We only did it once in assembly. Ding dong, Ronnie, Frank and I, we're gonna be triumphant. You owe us from Halloween and it's nearly next year. Ding dong, it's Christmas time, Santa's here. It was quite a climb, carrying the bloke from number 3, who wouldn't quite fit down your chimney. And you might have a problem with your TV, 'cause he's hanging from your aerial. And his language is quite unseasonable.
I want to tell you something, and I'm not being unkind, it's just something that's coming from somewhere deep there inside. It's the river and the bridge beyond the tower blocks I recall. I was 7 and you were... All of the years with our souls on fire when we lost the sense of being pure. I was 7 and you were 5, our dresses were pleated and clean. I was your big sister and I was horrible. I didn't mean to say the things I said in the house on that day, but there is so much water here and I cannot find a way. You were there with Mummy and I was left by myself. I didn't know that you, too, so needed help. My father and the late nights and the drunken rage were all that separated the slaps and the screams in the day. Counting coins to buy bread and searching in the back seat of the car, I was lost without you and holding on to thousands of tiny stars. Flying fists in the early morning and tripping over bookshelves. Take heart, little sister. I know it all so well.
Expressions. There is a line on which every person can be plotted based on life satisfaction. In one direction is positive infinity, which can't be understood by the conscious mind, and the other direction is negative infinity, unreachable during a single lifetime. On cold, rainy days, the average measurement in Southern California is -16 because its scientists have yet to understand the phenomenon that other countries call weather. When you were in 6th grade and got straight A's for the first time, you could be seen sitting on a +6 with a slice of cake in your right hand and a smile on your face. When David Gilmour and Roger Waters wrote Dogs, they were operating at a -10, as shown in its lyrics. But every person who listens to Dogs lives in a vicarious +5. There's a little girl down the road who sits by the window when she gets home from school, and I swear on whatever God she believes in, if she does believe, that if you asked her to plot herself on the line, she would walk straight to that point where Ted Hughes did when Sylvia Plath put her head in the oven. If you're going past that girl's house, you too will drop further on the line depending on your proximity to her window, but don't worry, once you've passed, you can start climbing back up again, up to the zero frequency in which you normally vibrate. 2 years ago, the mode of each day of my life was a +3, and every month except July, which was a +5 because my birthday is in July. Last year, that mode dropped to a +1, spiking before and after international flights. This is your life, and how your level of satisfaction fluctuates day by day.
Oh, more poetry than you can shake your stick at if you want to do such ridiculous. I love cakes!
do I! The papers say they're fattening and not good for your health, but I don't care. And so I've grown my very own cake shelf. You see, I just don't trust the Daily Mail or even the current Bun. Their ontological oncology just isn't right for some. So I'm a little lardy cake, but no sponge, that's for shizzle. I don't mean to fudge the issue, but they're talking lemon drizzle.
Every girl in Moseley fancies me. Every girl in King's Heath wants me to don a sheath. Every girl in Sturchley thinks I'm under 30. Every girl from Borsall Heath thinks I look like Omar Sharif. Every girl from Edgbaston knows I'm extremely handsome. Every girl from King's Norton wants my
our minds in the wonderful ways our ancestors did once upon a time. Freedom of speech? Let us start with freedom of thought. Allow your minds to forget what we've been taught. See, it's all right to be overcome by the music on your iPod and have the urge to bust a move at the bus stop alone. It's all right to wear odd socks and hate the tune that's had 7 weeks at #1 spot. It's all right to wonder about what lies beyond this earth, to the universe go search. Be inquisitive to your inner spirit, schools and witch doctors. Wonder why some of us have a sixth sense and what stops us. So set your mind free and leave your mouth unzipped. Imagine the impossible possible, because we all need food for thought. The facts of life that we've been taught, are they all from a valid source? We can't fly because gravity stops us. Well, imagine that gravity's just a myth. And we can't see into the future if the future does not yet exist, because it hasn't already happened, but what if it already did? Imagine throwing the rules of gravity and science out the window. Imagine the possibilities that would lie there endless. We could think like the Egyptians and create in the wonderful ways that they did. So just sit back and allow freedom of thought, that all you've been taught is bullshit. Thank you. As your gaze catches mine, I pull away, shy, hidden by the possibilities that just might lie. I stay distant like stars, closed heart to your open arms, 'cause I can't predict if this is the shit or just the start of a broken heart. So I play with my hair as a distraction tool, as you relax in your chair, keeping your cool. And then I hate how you can't see that when you're standing next to me, you make me want to reach into the back pocket of your jeans from the front and pull you into me, but I'm weak and I can barely speak. Like SWV, sexy, wild, you're vulnerable, see. It's not about trying to play hard to get, but in truth, mentally, I am. But my protection wall, it's hard to cross, but eventually you can. 'Cause your deep brown eyes are everything that his shallow blue eyes were not. And I perceive a deeper connection and a potential for you to be my rock. Thank you.
She's the type of girl that have all the boys doing the chasing and all the girls doing the hating. But now, see now she's got a choice to make, and later on in life she knows she's got a consequence to face. But what does she do? I mean, does she follow her heart and ignore the signs and follow her mind? 'Cause see, she's only 16 but already she knows what real life is. She's been there, she's felt it, so she knows what real life brings. She's only felt pain. She only knows how to hate, 'cause that's what her life gives. And did I mention that she's only 16 but already knows what real life is? See, 3 months ago, she had swagger. Her walk, her talk, her beauty was deadly. And now 3 months on, she's sitting down holding her belly, wondering should she keep it or should she leave it? 'Cause never in her life she's had to make a choice, and never in her life she's had anything to make her rejoice. So it goes without saying, for her 16 years of life, this is of course her hardest choice. And now mom's kicked her out and saying she's a big woman now. She's all alone, all by herself. She's gonna have to find a way to make it somehow. See, mom's moved in a new man, already starting a new plan to start a new fam. 16 years on, real life has blessed her with a beautiful little one. And the whole world can see that she looks just like her mom. And now she's ready to start the cycle. Not the cycle of her mom, but to start a positive, uplifting, elevating one. Thank you.
Giles and I advertised a night of unclothed bliss. We weren't sure if anyone would come, but the place was filled for bursting, from the ancient to the young. First night nerves did occur. We thought things might get bumpy, but all alarm soon turned to calm with half a pint of scrumpy. We were keen to know who would go and show to this extent. A little chat disclosed that all fields were represented. It was the tailor's first time he'd been seen without a stitch. The cricketer had googlies bouncing on and off the pitch. The clairvoyant saw a future where not all balls are crystal when the soldier came in brandishing his cartridges and pistol. The doctor diagnosed that he would feel okay as the florist dropped her bloomers to display her prize bouquet. The fisherman had never seen such a range of tackle, and the baker warned his buns were a bit too hot to handle. The optician was enlightened once the steam cleared from her glasses, and the teacher said she'd never had such fun in evening classes. I was ignited by the spark plugs revealed by the mechanic, and Giles was proud to boast that his produce is organic. The vicar was ecstatic to be the first who was defrocked. The electrician took his pants off, and all of us were shocked. The musicians chorused everyone to rock around his clock. So, shuffling on bare feet, we stumbled into naturism, slipped out of our clothes. How this could have happened, heaven only knows.
We need to talk. You know what about. Tension's been building, and before we burst out of our skins, become emotionally unstable, let's clear the air, put our cards on the table. My therapist tells me it's healthy to share. Feelings bottled up only impair. Relationships are important, and ours is to me, so if I can just get it out, you'll see with clarity I've got something to say I've not told anyone else, and this is the first time I've faced it myself, but I am... Oh my God! This is so hard! Brave, Mark, brave! I am sexually attracted to audiences. Yes, audiences who turn up night after night. If that makes me wrong, I don't want to be right, because you hang on my words. You really do listen, as if I'm the last man on earth. You smile, your eyes glisten, and I want all of you. The friendly, the not so, the vicious with claws. I get off on your laughter and oh God, your applause. Your kindness, your support, your love, you're the best. Blondes, brunettes, redheads, all of you, come be my guest. Sir, gender doesn't matter. You all steal my soul. The girls have my heart, the boys have my whole being, and it's beautiful, symbiotic, divine. Don't wait, let's procreate. Barman, bring us some wine. I can't help but notice you're keeping your clothes on. There's something wrong. I can see it in your eyes. I'm not the only one hiding secrets and lies. I know what you've done. Hang your heads in shame. You besmirched what was pure. My affections were only a game, but you've been singing other poets. And I want some answers. All the good rhymes I gave you, still you crave one night stanzas. But I'll be fine. I'll move to Tuscany, write more poems or a serial. After all, a broken heart is a bloody great source of material.
The winner of the 2010 Rhymes Slam is Niel. Can we have a